Greetings, we are from Team Mind Blenders. Before we start, we would like to thank the board members of Hong Kong Group of Companies for being present today. Okay, so today we're going to discuss on restructuring Johnson Private Limited, JPL. JPL is currently operating in the fast-moving consumer goods industry, FMCG. In this industry, participants usually provide goods that sell quickly at a relatively low cost. As a participant of this industry, JPL also provides a wide range of products, including frozen chicken, bread, and also noodles. They're also involved in other type of activities such as trading in commodities such as oil and also owning a chain of restaurants. Furthermore, JPL currently has four main divisions, namely sales and marketing, accounting and finance, production and services, as well as human resource and governance. It is understood that Hong Kong Group of Companies took over JPL by acquiring JPL in the hopes of achieving global expansion. However, after the acquisition, there's a series of management, accounting and financial related problems in its operations spotted by us. So for the remaining of the video, we'll be looking further into details regarding specific problems spotted in each of the division as stated earlier. Then we will identify, develop, and suggest suitable solutions which will be in the overall turnaround strategy. So without further ado, let us proceed with the first division, which is Sales and Marketing Division. In Sales and Marketing Division, there are two major problems that needs to be fixed and be part of the turnaround strategy. The problems are ineffective advertising and high competition among the competitors. For the first issue, it is clear that JPL are unable to justify the spending of advertising costs amounting to $5 million as the decision backfired since they experienced a decline of sales instead. With that being said, the Sales and Marketing Division should be held responsible since they will have the final say of the overall advertising cost decision. This can be further proven when JPL prioritized in the employee costs rather than the marketing program itself, as the marketing program only consists of 4% of the total cost. The lack of marketing program signals that there is a lack of coordinated activities, which makes the advertising effective. As for solutions, we have proposed that JBL should practice effective market penetration. Instead of trying to serve everyone, they should have a target group in mind. And based on their own reports, they have already identified a potential target group, which is rural and semi-urban markets within India. They should study the consumer behavior and come up with a promotional package with discounted price for this particular target group. For instance, when customer buys a whole chicken, they can get 20% off, or buying 5 pieces of bread, you get 1 packet of noodle for free. These offers will be appealing for the customers, and not only will they help in increasing the sales, but also clear out stocks that have less demand. Moving on to the second problem, which is high competition among competitors. FMCG industry encounters a major threat of substitutes as this industry has very low barriers of entries. On top of that, JPL also competes with key players such as Unilever and Nestle. And because of this, JPL would not have any secure customers available. The general solution to this is to have JPL to take the first initiative ahead of its competitors. This includes expanding their operations through market development. By using the same target group, they should set up temporary stores in the rural areas just to test the demands of their products. They should also consider signing short-term contracts with the local community to become their supplier to ensure that there is confirmed sales within the contract period. If the sales are satisfactory, then this target group will potentially be the new location for relocation. JPL should also consider expanding their operations internationally by performing international market development to the Middle East. Therefore, JPL could bridge the gap between these two countries if they diversify their business into the e-commerce industry. This is doable for JPL since their product line is perfect to be in the e-commerce industry, as most of their products are frozen and could be transported at ease. All in all, the solutions and strategy that involves in turning around Sales and Marketing Division revolves around aggressive strategy, such as market penetration and market development. With that being said, that is all for the first division, which is Sales and Marketing Division. Thank you.
Aside from the sales and marketing unit, JPL also needs to look into its finance and accounting area as well. My name is Sharifa Aina Hafiza, and I'll be discussing 3 issues that is happening in the finance and accounting unit and our proposed strategies. The first red flag that we have identified that has resulted into the company millions of loss is the unaudited account of JPL. As per the Hong Kong Companies Ordinance, All companies are required to have their financial statement audited because financial statement plays a very important role not just for the management in decision making but also for the owners of the company. As a result of loss of trust, it is seen that the shareholders' fund has plummeted from 300 million to 180 billion in over 10 years only. Hence, we strongly suggest for JPL to appoint an independent audit authorities. Audited financial statement will give a more reliable and trustable information for the management, and in parallel, it helps to boost the shareholders' trust and confidence again toward the company. Next, we also observe that there is a mismanagement of assets within the companies, including the four assets that are shown on the screen, which requires aggressive asset recovery effort. Our analysis discovered that the company's accounts receivable average overdue is more than 90 days, which is very risky for JPL. Hence, to speed up the payment collection process, we suggest for JPL to provide a quick payment initiative, such as discount for early payment that is made within 30 days upon purchase. Next, most of company vehicles has exceeded its useful life and has zero net book values due to depreciation. In the expense analysis, we found that depreciation alone has cost the company a total of 97,500 in the year 2008. Therefore, in effort of financial recovery, instead of just disposing of this vehicle, we suggest JPL to sell it to second-hand car dealers for refurbishment and also reselling. Similarly, there are many unutilized factories and obsolete spare parts that are found in the storeroom of the company. Hence, GPL should have rent out these factories to third party to ensure utilization aside from gaining capital income from it. And for the spare part, they should send it out for recycling. This way, the company can gain support and acceptance from the local community in order to achieve a strategic mission for a bigger international presence. Lastly, the third issue is that JPL has a very unhealthy basis for its bad debt provision. Currently, the company makes its provision at the rate of 2% of its monthly sale. Although it may seem like a small percentage, but this 2% has resulted to an annual total of $4 million provision for bad debt that has been made. And note that provision for bad debt is an expenses in accounting. Investigation has discovered that these issues stem from the defaulting wholesale distributor and our own poor credit control management. As a solution, we should have revised our bad debt collection method. Vehicles should not be accepted as a collateral because it is a depreciable asset and over time it tends to reduce in value. Instead of requiring only guarantees from them, we should have collected a small upfront payment from these high-risk customers. High-risk customers are identified through periodical review of payment collection.
My name is Nur Amira Farhana, and I will explain under production and service of 4 issues in this particular functional unit, and each issue will be further explained in the following slide. Firstly, there is a lack of innovation being done in the company's business operation for the 4 years period. Stated in the financial statement, there is no allocation spent on the research and development, or known as R&D. Company is left behind as the competitors will always take turns to win in the industry, as they always invested 2 to 3% of their turnover to the R&D. The solution to this problem is the company should allocate more of its budget on R&D, specifically in the noodles brand. This is because the noodles product line has been gaining the highest profit margin in the company's sales mix. Therefore, the company should grab this opportunity to expand on the noodles innovation. For example, the innovation of nutritious noodles for the customers who are concerned about their health issues. This can be done by adding more protein into the noodles, and it helps the noodles to break down slower in the body, thus reducing the risk of diabetes to the customers. Another innovation is the innovation of the noodles packaging that allows the customers to cook the noodles without hot water. This innovation can be done by including a heating pad into the noodles packaging. The second problem is the non-strategic locations of the retail outlets, which have been persistently incurring losses to the company. The company cannot afford to incur any more operating losses in the future, therefore, they have to do a turnaround strategy to mitigate this issue, which is by conducting a cost-benefit analysis. Managers can evaluate and determine on which outlet will be located in the non-strategic area, as well as the hidden costs each outlet has incurred. Aside from that, it also allows the company to evaluate the qualitative performance of each outlet. For instance, the competitive advantage of each outlet and how it could impact the company's market share in the industry. The company can make better decision making on whether to close down or to relocate those particular outlets. The third problem is the increase of the raw materials in the FMCG industry, which has affected the players in the industry. The solution to this problem is by having a forward and future contract to lock and set the raw materials prices. Forward contract is an agreement between a buyer and a seller to trade an asset at a future date, allow the company to buy the raw materials at lower prices compared to the current higher market prices. A future contract also is an agreement between a buyer and seller to trade an asset at a predetermined price. Due to the unfavorable changes of the market condition, implementing a hedging strategy would allow the company to reduce the risk of the company to face more unexpected losses and expenses in the future. The last problem is the company has been producing unprofitable products for the period of 4 years that needs a turnaround strategy, so the company should implement the Potter's Generate strategy, which is the focus strategy or known as the Type 4 strategy. It's due to the reason that they need to serve their customers well by producing high quality products along with affordable prices. Companies should focus into adding more value-added features into their products in the niche market to attract more customers to buy their products. The second solution is that the company should eliminate the product range that are unprofitable. So from the production and services, I will pass to Yasmin to explain on the human resource management and governance.
Hi, I'm Yasmin and I will be discussing the Human Resource Management and Governance division. So the two major problems in this division are excessive administration staff and significant employees' pay cut. The first problem can be seen clearly when JPL had on average 1,000 employees, including 80 general and administration staff. This is considered a huge amount of staff, as the duties of an administrative staff only require simple tasks that helps the company to run effectively. As a solution, a strategy that can be implemented by JPL is to perform an effective retrenchment towards the employees. Retrenchment can be done by measuring the performance of the employees through key performance indicator or balance scorecard. By using KPI or balance scorecard, JPL can set the target needed in every employee's performance along with tracking the progress based on the desired target. Then, JPL can evaluate the working performance of the employees and can select the employees that do not bring any benefits to the company to be let off. Next, retrenchment can also be done by developing an ERP system, as it can help in reducing the size of organization by limiting the number of employees. When using ERP, hiring a huge number of staff is unnecessary because ERP systems are efficient and can lighten the workload. Other than that, effective retrenchment can also be done by hiring part-time staff, especially during peak period. By hiring part-time staff, JPL can request the part-time staff to work until the job is done, and the part-time staff will be paid according to the amount of hours worked, and usually, part-timers' working hours is lesser than a full-time staff. Also, this method can help JPL to stay in an efficient and stable condition by keeping the costs down in areas that do not need full-time attention. The second problem is the cutting down of employees' pay around 5 to 30%. This pay cut generally will make the employees demotivated in performing their tasks and will also lead towards labor strike. As a solution, JPL needs to implement extra reward and incentive to the employees. With these rewards and incentive, both the employer, which is JPL, and the employee will have a beneficial situation in which the employees will be more motivated to give out the best performance in every task given, and at the same time, JPL can gain benefit by experiencing significant efficiencies. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter to conclude our findings. Thank you.
As a conclusion, every aspect of the company's business risks have been identified and critically defined. The turnaround strategy of each functional unit, which are sales and marketing, finance and accounting, production and services, as well as human resource management and governance, are successfully explained as required. All the initiative strategies clarified are to reduce and to mitigate the business risks in each functional unit of the company. The goal is to make the company to generate successful results as well as to be able to generate more profits and market shares in the industry. Also to refine the firm's position in the industry and raise needed capital for the company. That's all from us. Thank you.